Hey everybody, it's Reed Mahalko, friendly neighborhood sex and relationship geek, also the founder of Relationship 10X, creator of R10X Live, and also my website, readaboutsex.com. Now, I hope you watched the first video, and if you didn't, you can always go back and watch it, where we talked about some of the mistakes that are happening in the sex ed industry and what's leaving sex educators feeling worried and broke and exhausted, and how Sex Geek Summer Camp and also Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks, or what I like to call it as SG to the third. And it's parenthetical because a friend of mine who does math says that makes more sense because if you have three S's and three G's, well, I'm not great at math, but it sounds fun, and it's a rip-off, an homage to Xavier's School for Gifted Children. If you're an X-Men fan or a comic book geek, you know what I'm talking about. And a lot of us are geeks here. You don't have to be a geek, but we will geek out with you no matter what. And this whole course and this whole video today is me talking to you about how you can, with the holiday season upon us, be a part of Sex Geek Summer Camp when we only have 80 slots for the campers because of where we're going to be having it. And I'll go through that. And also how you can take advantage of our 6-week online course, which is Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks. And how these courses and these experiences are going to midwife you through learning and integrating better business tools and skill sets so that you can make more of a living doing what you love to do, get your message out there to more people, and have it all actually occurring to you hopefully less stressfully and easier and more joyfully. And a lot of the skill sets that we're going to be talking about when we go to Sex Geek Summer Camp and also online are what are the outside best practices from other industries that we can copy and paste into the world of being a sex educator. Because there's a way of looking at sex education is that you're basically an expert or an expert educator. And how are other educators or other experts in different fields, what are the business tools and skill sets that they're using, business models, that we can copy and paste into our industry so that we can be making more of a living? I think a lot of the reason so many sex educators are broke and frustrated with the business of sex education is that we came into the world from a perspective of not necessarily being business-minded in how to run a business, how to design a business, how to figure out what business model is actually your self-expression. And so the things that I've been geeking out on in the last couple of years that have been instrumental in my career skyrocketing in a lot of different ways, but also me being able to make a living and actually afford health insurance while I'm being a sex educator. And I'm sad to say that having talked to a lot of other workshop facilitators and sex educators out there, not everybody is like thriving in their financial abundance, and not everybody is, thriving health-wise in the ways of, they're excited, they're joyful, they're not burnt out by the day-to-day work that it takes to actually make a career out of this, to take your job and turn it into something that you love that also supports you and sustains you. So what are the outside best practices? What are the online and technological things that we can adopt right now that we can start integrating? Or how can we take what we're already doing online and do it better so that it has a cumulative effect, a snowball effect, so that we can start making more money and being able to have the funds and the resources and the online platform to be able to reach more people. So how do you create a back end? There's always a pun here because we're sex educators, and a reach, and I always want to think of reach around. But how do you create and design your back end so that because it exists, it starts to expand your reach? And what are the best practices you can do online to leverage the technology that it's at hand so that you can reach more people? There's also the, how do you integrate and automate as much of this as possible so that there's more ease and you're not completely overwhelmed and frustrated. The other things that Sex Geek Summer Camp are going to address are this whole idea of peermanship. How can we, when so many of us are working alone, blogging, or running workshops or coaching people one-on-one, how can we come down out of these silos or these ivory towers that we've built and work with our peers and basically have brain sex with them and figure out like what are the best things that they're doing that we can use and share and leverage as a community. How can we support and witness each other and getting to know our fellow peers so that we can recommend their work to other people? And this idea of what I call double dipping, which is that most people, if you look at and even look at yourself, your bookshelf probably has not just one sex education book. You probably, if you're a workshopaholic, if you love going to workshops, if you're a kinesthetic learner, you probably haven't just taken one workshop ever or one workshop from just one workshop facilitator. Double dipping is the joking way that I talk about how people who are looking to help themselves and learn more learn from several different sources. And then it's really useful for people to hear things, the same information, different ways over and over again so that it integrates and really kind of anchors itself. So this idea that we need to hang out as peers to support each other, to have community so that we don't feel alone, so that we can share best practices, and so that we know each other well enough that we can recommend each other's work to other people because our clients, our customers will benefit from hearing similar information or even different information from people that we respect. And when you don't know people personally, it's hard to recommend people. So peermanship is one of the key ingredients, especially at the Sex Geek Summer Camp, which is going to be a live event. The other two things, and obviously the tone is here as, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do your careers and work better and more efficiently, but also reframe it as work as play. Because your calling for being able to help people and teach them accurate sexual health information and give them permission to explore and figure out their self-expression in sex and relationships and intimacy. Your calling, if we can make it more fun, you'll have access to more energy, more excitement, and you'll be able to work longer. Not necessarily longer hours each day, because that's not the goal here. We need to have a life too. But your career will be more sustainable. And for me, I need as many awesome sex educators out there as I can who are rocking it, who aren't going to burn out. Like, I need you guys to be sustainable because I don't want to lose you because we have more and more people looking for our work than ever before, and that's going to continue. So we need you. And I want you to come to Sex Geek Summer Camp or get online so that we can, keep you from burning out. Other things that we're going to be doing online and also in person. I want to teach you guys some of the ways that I design and create curriculum, all my workshops, all my online projects, like how I'm even designing and creating Sex Geek Summer Camp and the 6-week online course with SG to the third. Product creation, what kinds of products, how to leverage your own self-expression and how you love to teach into ways that makes it easy for you and more fun for you and less scary and stressful to create amazing products and design amazing curriculums that actually, are designed in a way so that people learn better and faster and integrate your tools so that they feel more successful and don't start associating you and your brand with their lack of accomplishment. And that has a lot to do with the psychology of learning and the competency and confidence loops, which we'll talk about at Sex Geek Summer Camp. Because there's a way to take all this information and kind of integrate it so that it starts to make sense. I want to teach you how to think, not in a creepy way, but I want to teach you how to think about business so that you can apply it to your own career. Whether you're working for somebody, maybe you're working at an adult sex toy store or boutique, or an organization that's sex positive, or whether you have your own career and you're a solo entrepreneur. All of these skill sets, whether you're working and somebody else is cutting your paycheck, or you're working for yourself and hustling for your paycheck, all of these skills make you a better employee, make you a better entrepreneur, make you a better teacher, make you a better sex educator, and trickle down into the rest of your life where you actually get to be like a better person, I think. That's just me. Last but not least, we're also going to focus a lot, especially at Sex Geek Summer Camp, on facilitation and presentation skills. I want you to be able to tap in to your own self-expression and how teaching comes through you so that you can be authentic and freer when you're teaching. I'm not going to teach you how to be a carbon copy of me. Not everybody's supposed to be the golden retriever on espresso of sex education. But there are ways for you to teach, for you to learn performance skills, how to work with your voice so that you can teach a 6-hour workshop or a 3-day seminar and not blow out your voice. How you can figure out, how you like to be on stage in a way that you're not so stressed, that you're more natural. How to be in front of a camera so that you can be more conversational and feel like your audience feels like they're talking, like you're talking to them. All these tools and skill sets are really useful for you to become a better sex educator. And for me, as somebody who started off 10 years ago teaching and having been the creator of Cuddle Party, the non-sexual communication workshop around touch and intimacy, and having the skill sets already in place so that when the media came at us and Cuddle Party as a news story blew up, I could be on Montel Williams, I could be on Tyra Banks, I could do interviews with the Washington Post because I luckily already had those skill sets around dealing with the media because I'd already been in the acting business and doing some corporate work as a spokesperson. So I knew how to run with the media when they came for me. These things are teachable and learnable so that when you get, the call from some television show or some news show or a reporter, you're like, oh yeah, totally. Like, here's how we're going to do it. Here's how, we should work with the media if you guys are going to come with cameras. All these things we can teach you so that you have your own version of, this is how I am on camera. How are you today? And these skill sets on camera, on stage, these make you not only a better teacher, but these things trickle into all other areas of your life. You become a better negotiator when it comes to business, talking about money. And at Sex Geek Summer Camp, we're going to talk about how do you price things? How do you figure out like a pricing system and a business model for your services that's a good fit for you authentically? Because if you haven't figured out the way of doing sales and marketing that works best for you, it's going to feel so hard and tough. You're going to start not wanting to do it. And if you hire somebody else to do your sales and marketing who can't figure out what's in alignment with you and your brand, everything's going to feel wrong and out of sync. And then you're just going to hate your life. So these areas are really important for you to be able to figure out your self-expression inside of them, what feels good and right for you and has integrity, and so that you can bring all these areas into alignment with who you are and your joy and your calling so that there's kind of a synergy and a freedom and a flow. And, if this isn't the first time you've ever seen me speak, if you've been following my career for a while, you might notice that I seem to be kind of, in my zone for the most part. I have a bad day every once in a while, but in my zone for the most part when I'm teaching and how I'm doing, my marketing and my social media, how I'm leveraging everything. And that's because I've done enough research in the last 10 years and especially in the last 2 years to figure out who I am and how to use all of these areas to leverage me and my joy. I want that for you so that being a sex educator, making a living is more fun, is easier, and ideally more profitable for you. I can't guarantee your financial results, but there's so much that we can teach you so that you become a better business person, and people are excited and happy and want to do some sort of exchange for you. And getting paid to help people live more expressed sexual and intimate lives is really fun once you work through your weirdness around money or your weirdness around, tech and business and things like that. And we can all help you with that. So how this is going to work is I'm going to talk to you about the online course first. This video is only going to be up until December 25th. It might be up until January 1st. I'm not sure yet. Because what I'm going to tell you about Sex Geek Summer Camp and Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks, I'm basically cutting these videos now because I know it's the holiday season. And I know that some of you will be able to ask, your friends, your lovers, your family, you'll be like, this is this thing I want for Christmas. I want some business mentorship, some business coaching, some workshop design, curriculum design coaching, so that I can be better at what I do, for a living. And so I'm putting this video out and allowing you guys to sign up for these courses because it's the holidays, and we're just basically going to take advantage of that. Because I know so many of you are struggling with finances and just time and exhaustion, getting this stuff to you guys sooner than later makes sense to me, and it allows me to start to figure out the amount of interest in these two products, these two experiences, so that I can start focusing in on and asking you guys, particularly some of the areas that you need specific help with. I have a really good understanding of the things I want to teach you, and as I start to get you guys who are excited and want to sign up and commit and invest in your careers, I can start working with you immediately to figure out what are some of the things that you specifically need help in, because then I can target those things and really focus in on them for you so that we can all make gains really quickly as we learn these larger principles. So the online course first, Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks, or what I like to call parenthetically SG to the third. It's going to be a 6-week online course. You're going to be able to you'll have a lifetime membership to the Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks. You'll be able to come back, work at your own pace. When the course goes live officially, which will be April 21st, then there'll be actual course work things for you to go and do work on, and video and PDFs and audio programs to support you in actually implementing various things that I think are really important to leveraging your business. Up until then, for those of you who sign up immediately, I'll be giving you some of the courses that I've already created, the Pimp My Design workshop design course, the teleclass of teleclasses, teleclass design course. I'm going to give you guys those things already included because you guys can start working on creating product already, as well as a couple of other things. There's also, if you're watching this video today, you should have gotten an email yesterday that's helping you with some social media stuff already from me, another program that I had created around social media implementation. So I'm going to keep you busy, for those of you who sign up for the online course, up until April 21st, where I actually release and make live the entire course. But for now, up until December 26th, Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks, for a lifetime membership for that course, and I'll always be adding new things to it, but that course is going to be $197. Come January 1st, I may need to raise it a little bit, but for right now, because it's the holidays and because it's a 6-week course, because you're going to be getting access to courses, programs of mine I've already created that are, $397. There's one course I think is $497. You're definitely getting more than $197 worth, and you'll get access to those programs before we even get to April 21st. So for those of you sex geeks out there who want, or even if you're just a workshop leader, maybe you're not really in the sex ed world, and you want access to this stuff, ask, hey, everybody, guess what I want for Christmas? And you can sign up for that today when the buy buttons show up at the bottom of the page. If you sign up for Sex Geek Summer Camp, you get access to this anyway. The reason I want you to have access to this anyway is you can start doing the work before we get to summer camp, and you'll always have Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks to come back to for support, to review things, to go back in and relearn things that you're having troubles with. I am a part of a lot of other courses of people who are mentors of mine, and those lifetime memberships are essential for me because whenever I go and create a new product or I want to do a new thing business-wise, I will go and review those programs looking for myself for information so I can remind myself on principles and start re-anchoring and strengthening and even getting better at particular things that maybe I didn't do really well a year or two ago. So when you sign up for Sex Geek Summer Camp, if you're interested in that, if it's a good fit for you, if this stuff isn't a good fit for you, please don't do it. I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I have to do this when it's not really resonating for you. Please only sign up for these things if it truly feels to you like a good idea. All of this stuff has a 30-day guarantee, so you can test drive it and see how it feels. And then if you need your money back, you just ask for your money back. After 30 days, I'm keeping your money because I'm trusting you to have test-driven this. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to give you the experience of a bunch of my programs before we get to April 21st so that you can really feel good, like this is stuff that's working for you. Sex Geek Summer Camp is going to be taking place in July. The dates are right now July 16th through the 20th. Starts on a Wednesday, ends on a Sunday. So for those of you who need, who have 9-to-5 jobs, you'll be able to work Monday and Tuesday and then get your butt to upstate New York, up in Greenwich, New York, which is 3 hours from New York City and 3 hours from Boston, to Easton Mountain, which is where we're going to be having the event. And you can check out eastonmountain.org if you want to check out the actual, website of the retreat center that we're going to. Because of the size of Easton, because this is the first year that we're doing Sex Geek Summer Camp, I'm only going to have registration for 80 campers. So it's going to be a small, intimate group, and we're going to be working really hard for 5 days. And you're also going to be playing hard and relaxing because I know a lot of us are stressed, and because we're going to be talking about, these things, and some of you are going to be like, we're talking about money, we're talking about business, blah. I need to work you guys hard, teach you, and then send you back out into nature. Go canoeing on the pond. Play in the pool. Sit on the sun deck. Go for a hike around all the amazing trails that Mount Easton has to offer. I want to put you guys in an environment that is new and stimulating so that you're not in your 9-to-5 normal business as usual head. Out in nature so that I can de-stress you after we walk you through some conversations that might be a little bit difficult because no one's ever really sat you down and worked with you about business. And I went through these things too. I avoided a lot of this stuff for a long time. And I finally had a good coach and mentor and some support, some spearmanship from people who were better at business than I was, who helped midwife me through my own journey so that now I'm doing pretty well successfully as a sex educator, and my career continues to expand and continues to grow. And I want that for you. So Sex Geek Summer Camp, upstate New York, only 80 campers, the 16th through the 20th. Now there's various room options at Mount Easton. And I haven't quite figured it all, I haven't dialed it all in the right way so that I can put all the buttons for you guys to say, oh, I want to camp on the land for this much money. I want a semi-private room for this much, or I want to sleep in the dorm room. There's a lot of different variety, and because it's the holidays right now, and you can ask for this stuff for Christmas, for Hanukkah, for whatever you happen to celebrate, or give this stuff to you or yourself as a gift, to kick off the new year. All you're going to be able to do today is to register and put a deposit down for camp. And then in the next couple of weeks, I will email you all with the different housing options that are going to happen. So that deposit, I wrote down non-refundable. It becomes non-refundable after you sign up for how you're going to do housing, and that's going to be broken down into 6 payments. So right now we're looking at, and I'll just tell you this isn't a guarantee, but camping on the land for 5 days, 4 nights, meals included. Camping is in the range of $395, $495, and then it goes up $100 for each other, kind of tier. So dorms will be $495 or $595. Semi-private rooms will be $595 or $695. I'm still figuring all that out because I really need to map it out. And the main thing is I want to see what the interest is. So if I get 80 campers, boom, and you guys are throwing down $69 as a deposit, I chose 69 at random. Sounds like a funny number, good number for sex educators. If there's the excitement and the interest, you guys who put down deposits, and I'm going to cut it off at 80, you will all get the same email that will give you the options for pricing and the actual information for what that means, what that includes. So this seems like the quickest, best way to give you guys access to these 2 programs immediately so that you can start, one, maybe gifting yourself or asking for these for gifts for the holidays, but 2, starting to take action. If you register for Sex Geek Summer Camp, you'll automatically get lifetime membership to the Sex Geek School for Gifted Sex Geeks. If you're like, I hate camps, I can't do these dates in July, then don't worry about camp. You don't need to put down a deposit. You can go right away and just buy the online course for $197. You have 30-day guarantee on all this stuff no matter what. And I'll refund you, no questions asked. And once you select what your payment schedule is going to be based on your accommodations, that's when your $69 becomes non-refundable. Just think of it as a processing fee. I'm sure I missed something or left something out, and you'll have questions. Email me at read, R-E-I-D, at readaboutsex.com. Leave your comments below in the comment section. Or actually, there's not a comment section for where the buy buttons are. So if you have questions, email me. If you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch it. Thank you so much. I hope this is exciting to you. I know there are a lot of people that are already waiting to sign up and give the deposit. So I'm going to make this as easy as I can for you. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I super hope to see you at Sex Geek Summer Camp. That's going to be so much fun. I'll give everybody more details about how we're going to work, have the morning session and the afternoon session, the evening session, and then, the talent show and the s'mores and the campfire, like all that stuff will be in those emails. If that sounds exciting to you, please click on the button for Sex Geek Summer Camp. If you know you can't make camp, but you want to have the online support, you know what to do. Click the button below that works best for you, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you.